Okay, now I don't know what an American pan size is, but it's the size of the cavity. It'll take 2/3. All right, it'll take small. We can do pizza in the top one. Okay. You can hear on the door latch, there's a 2-space door latch. It's almost like recognising that the door's open and closed. When you do open and close the door, you can just hear that little click. Okay, so the door, the unit obviously registers when the door's open and closed. All right. Try not to build them, or say try not to. Don't build them into any cabinetry work. Okay, there has to be a fair size breathing gap around the units. There is a place in America that have bought these units and they've actually put the space shut at the front. So it looks like it's built into the wall, but the back of the unit is all open.
Can they be under counter?
Not really. I mean, I've seen i3s under counters and stuff like that. It's just fraught with danger. Trip hazards, bending down, hot. We've had people build the i3 into, Formica cabinets and stuff like that. It quite clearly says in the install manuals, yeah, no cabinetry work. It's got to have about 300mm around it, around the outside. All right, so that's quite happily, cooking away pizza. That's almost halfway through its cooking process, and the pastis is down the bottom. So the Eco, the latest single-phase 15 amps single mag unit. Okay, you're looking at about 20% extra cook time on products that would normally be done on a 3-phase SOTA. All right, because it's a single mag unit. But it will, however, it's really just a cooking, toasting, and regenning cooked product, not raw product. The catalytic converter can't cope with raw product on that one. All right. So, and mostly some of the products, yes, you can cook them frozen, like the smaller pizzas, but things like the chicken wings and stuff like that, I defrost them, and we'll use that to reheat. All right. So, yeah, we're looking at the usual stuff that you would. Okay, this one here, list price. Well, I think your buy price is around about 15. Okay, so that one there was probably about 10 seconds faster than normal. On that one there, that's also set up pre-programming to cook more as well. So what it does is it has a function. Cook more is a percentage of the overall cook time. So for example, if it's in there for 4 minutes, a percentage of that time it might cook for another 15 seconds. And that's just by pressing the cook more, brown more function. All right?
The black hat, the double stack.
Yeah.
Main differences? I know there's
probably about $10,000 in price.
Yeah, I know that.
Secondly, the Black Panther is, I believe, a stone base pizza oven unit. It's set at a constant temperature. Set at a constant temperature of about 450 degrees. Yes, it will do pizza. They're made. Anybody know where they're made? China.
They're Germany's most favourite pizza oven.
The Germany what? Sorry.
They're Germany's most favourite pizza oven.
Are they?
The thermostat is German.
Clever.
Not if you do like.
They've got some random stuff. To be honest, we've got no support of FPM.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, over the years, I've been in the dealer network. I've sold plenty of products over the years. I know what I can sell. I know what I used to be able to sell from FED, and I knew what I couldn't sell from FED.
Well, that's the
I didn't want the grief.
I didn't know if I knew.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So from that point of view. So what I'll do as well, I've got some salmon here because that top oven is set. I've got some grilled salmon on that top oven. So I'm going to do a bit of both at the same time. So there's some salmon with a little bit of veg. Top unit. We're just choosing a different setting. So it's still the same temperature, still the same airflow, just a different product. Just be aware that this is set up for certain products that we've programmed it for. It's quite easy to program it, set it, and actually this is actually a lot easier to program than the soft key versions on the turbo chefs, but it's very, very similar, adjusting airflow, temperatures, times, and menu headings. Top and bottom deck, different types. The mistake that I made, well, not the mistake that I made, but the mistake that he made was telling everybody else how to do it as well that worked there. So when he was not on shift, someone else had gone in there and changed the menu heading, changed the temperature, time, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
So, and that happened when I went out a couple of weeks ago to look and think like, what the hell, you know? Because you can cook in events, like the Turbo Chef, so you can start off with your first event, second event, third event, toasting, whatever. And they've messed around with that, whereas really with pizza, it's just one event, time and temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah. And obviously the end user, somebody said, well, what's going on with this pizza? I mean, it's not working properly. I said, well, it was working fine when I programmed it. Someone's been in there and changed the parameters.
So you can lock the programs?
You can lock the programs, yes. There is a code to put in. You see, at the end of the day, unless you're going to add other items to it, and I'm quite happy to do this with you guys, is that because obviously I can't go out at the drop of a hat. If someone says, I want to add a new menu item to it, all right? Yes, you might know how to do it, but if that information's being passed on, it just gets lost in translation. Whereas if one of you guys know, you can go out and say, right, well, it takes 10 minutes.
You've been made redundant, so...
I've been made redundant.
Absolutely.
It's been talked about. But yeah, so we can do that in the initial startup. What I don't want to be done is obviously, you know, be called back every 5-10 minutes. You know, we've got this issue, we've got that issue, blah blah blah. I want to put this in, I want to put that in. It is very simple to set it up. It obviously takes a couple of different attempts at getting the perfect result. We always take it the other side, like undercook it, because it's easier to add time and add temperature rather than looking at it and going, oh my god, it's buggered. We've got to take it back. Alright, so it's easier to add than take away. Alright, so while that's going on there, we've still got a... You know a bit about that unit?
I do.
Okay, so obviously we've gone through the single mag, okay, impinged air, top and bottom, magnetron, top launch. Alright, so it should be quite easy for Kelly, for example, to find where the chicken wings is on that front screen. So we open the door. Yeah?
Yeah. Is it on?
It's on. Should be on.
Chicken tenders? Chicken tenders?
Chicken, let's have a look.
Doris, open, please, please.
Go back to appetizers. Appetizers.
Yeah, that's what we're in. But it said chicken tenders, chick tenders.
Yeah, that'll be alright. Open the unit. Leave on setting for it. That's still going to carry on cooking. So now I really wanted some egg, but Chef forgot eggs. Okay. That's what I think, but just a little bit doughy on the top. So that salmon's still got. Okay. Now, because there's no microwave in this unit, it's going to struggle to get through things like. It's going to struggle to get through obviously dense products. Yeah. So the idea of the batch is that you can batch cook in them. So rather than unit, but you have to cook it open. Okay? 1 minute 50 in there. Now you should be able to find
Pizza?
croissant on that one as well. You can put a croissant through that.
Let's see where you want.
Pizza, toasty, yeah.
There should be croissant on there, isn't
And
it?
she's
Yeah,
got
and the toasty, yeah.
The actual efficiency of the cavity, because it's small, the air has, saturating that small little cavity with hot air super quick. We're still doing it, however, we are holding them in stock. Okay, the fire, we are still doing them, but we're not holding them in stock. We can air freight them over, okay, mainly because of what's going on with obviously this unit at the moment, a single deck version of this as well, okay. So the fire, yes, is still available, but we're not holding it in stock. Is it that one that's leaking? Got too many ovens at once in. So there's the toasted Turkish, which was about 1 minute 30, I suppose.
I think this one.
That's what happens with too many ovens going on. That one. Need different tones.
Can you change? Yeah, can you change the
Change
noises?
the tone. Point, yeah, good point.
They stay so hot in the middle.
Yeah, so I think a little bit longer on those. Yeah, once again, it's setting the it's hot all the way through.
Yeah.
So it just needs a little bit of extra bake time. Oops, fell off. Is that it? So that one might only be set up for one croissant. I did stick 2 on there.
We reversed it twice, didn't we?
We sort of interrupted it.
That's all right.
We interrupted it and then sort of redid it.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
So we're still crispy on the outside, but we're not all soggy, and we've got cheese melted inside there as well. Now, sandwich from a lunch bar. They very rarely come out of the lunch bar looking like that. They're normally about that thick. The cheese is not inside; it's outside. Okay. And also with those as well, the lunch bar trick is a minute in the microwave,
Exactly.
a minute in the toaster. Okay. And once again, the product stays inside the DNA. So yeah, you can see just by the finished result that's far more appetising and probably far quicker.
It's got Macca's name. Have you ever had? My husband bought one of those wraps. It's like a ham and cheese wrap.
Yeah.
The pocket.
The pocket, yeah.
Yeah.
And he took it back because
Slice it as a paper cut.
he's like, "What is this?" I'm sorry. He's like, "Yeah, ridiculous."
And
But
I
they're
think
like
the,
$1. I think it's
that's-
just
that
like,
is-
yeah. That's what you get for $1, I guess.
I think at the airport, a friend of mine, he spends a lot of time out FIFOing, and he always sends me the photograph of the cheese and toasted sandwich that he gets out of the airport that's about that thick. He says, "We'll only pay $2 for it."
Well,
So you still pay for it, mate. At the end of the day.
no. The flat croissants are the worst, though. 'Cause
Yeah,
they get
fine.
really tough to bite into
Yeah,
as well.
and they go soggy and they sweat,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. But how are we looking in here now? So that sandwich has been sitting and we're perfectly cooked now. I didn't want to take it too far. The salmon goes dry pretty quickly. But I think you made a comment before as well, Kelly.
Been just behind Italian.
Up there, good. Right, just over there.
But there's nothing flash about this. It's just salt and pepper.
a bit early for salmon, I know, but with a bit of rice as kedgeree, I mean salmon kedgeree is a darn sight better. But yeah. Alright, so that was both cooked together. Some roasted med veg and a bit of salmon.
Everything for breakfast.
Yeah, same.
I'm half Chinese, so.
Never tried. I had cold Chinese for breakfast, so salmon for breakfast isn't that crazy.
A minute or so, just to finish it off, and the egg would have been better. Sorry?
Get up from kiss.
Not kid, you know Manuela, do you?
She's nuts.
She's nuts.
Crazy. But our product is really good.
So, we've got some party pies here that are already cooked. We're still operating on the same temperature.
Have you tried the Mary Street Bakery mini pies?
They're good.
Oh my god, they're amazing.
So what I'll do is, I think the Turkish, that should be in there on a toasty.
Yeah. Cool.
Turkish times 1. Alright, now the touchpad itself is not easily running through their body in certain degrees. Okay, so it works in exactly the same way as your iPhone. So we love that. Even with it's in your finger. Okay? Or in your body, I suppose. Anything you want. You can just use it as a warmer if you really want. You can just set the temperature as a warmer. I have been talking to someone about using it just as a regeneration unit. So they're doing a lot of sous vide. Okay, they want to keep that particular, all that sort of stuff, sous vide, but because a lot of hospitals, aged care facilities are going for almost like the hope is chicken, blah 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 blah. So you can set that up when everybody else is eating at 1 o'clock. So rather than firing everything up and having it going, you've got a regen oven as well. Okay, and the footprint. I mean, it is the amount of product, and Brendan made and get it out. It's something that's to possibly a second unit where someone already has a soda and they haven't got enough power to run soda does, especially if they've only got 1 unit. So all of their products going through the soda. If the soda goes down for whatever reason, that business stops. Okay, because it's not getting smashed. And secondly, if that does go down, you can still do the same items of cooking and regening, like in kiosks and stuff like that. Okay. So any small compact areas where you want to produce food, bars. Okay. Bars when the kitchen shuts, no more food comes out of the kitchen. To keep people at the pokie machines and to keep people drinking, they bought the Eco and they do free finger food. So people are permanently walking around giving out party pies, spring rolls, samosas to keep people at them.
Open to 3 a.m.
If you serve food.
So like at Malt, we used to never be able to find a chef that wanted to stay at 3 a.m. because, well, we had to pay the chef like $45, $55 an hour to stand there because no one really bought
So even a
food,
small bar that doesn't have big enough room for a full-blown kitchen, they could put 2 of those in a little empty room and buy their products and it's all, and anybody can go out there, any member. Yeah. Or if they can stretch, that unit there is going to give you a lot more versatility than that one, and it's still a small footprint. And you can go triple deck if you really want to. You go 2 decks doing pizzas, 40 pizzas an hour, which is probably enough for most pubs and taverns and that sort of thing. It's only when you go past that you're up into just purely pizza restaurants. Okay. I mean, I could stand there, there's so many products that I could put through it. I could stand up, we could probably done a whole session on 1 unit. But I wanted to get both in for you at the same time. I know how precious your time is for training and stuff like that. But it goes to show the difference between the 2 units. It's a totally different concept to anything that's actually on the market at the moment.
Don't take 3 discount.
Oh, they probably put these pizzas in, everyone's fine. We're even using brand names now. McCain, you've done it again. All right, now, double batch and the soaker. The pricing's not in our price book for either of those yet. That'll be in soon, the new price book. So the new price book's coming through soon with both of those products in there. This is available in other colours, similar to the Fire. All right, but it's obviously a lead time. We're only holding this. All right. And 9 times out of 10, when you want a different colour, you're probably going to want it air freighted, and that's going to be an extra cost. All right. So if someone wants a specific colour, then yes, it can be done within the range of the Fire, blue, green, red, I think. Yeah, you just obviously got to make them aware that they're not held in stock.
An extra cost or?
In the colour, I'd have to find that out. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just that at the moment, Turbo Chef is saying yes, there are, but we don't have the pricing. All right, and it's not just. It's obviously got to be sprayed with a specific high temperature paint. It's not just sent to a local guy to spray with a spray gun. But yeah, did anyone have the salmon? Who had the salmon? Good? Good? Yeah?
I do.
You had the salmon as well?
I don't Good. I said honestly, okay. What's that?
Yeah, it was nice,
Yeah, it's good. Not a question here. I don't like
So what I'm saying is, I mean, I only cooked 2 pieces of salmon on that tray with those veggies. But any tray that fits in there, you can put, 6 or 8 pieces of salmon on there in one hit.
Alright. I didn't get that on
I've also seen the one facility that is putting pizzas directly onto that rack. Okay, you can do it. It just makes it a bucket to clean afterwards with the sheet in it. I don't mind it. Yeah, okay. Underneath those holes, there's no. It's a cavity. Okay. The only open part of the cavity is the back left. There's a hole. Okay, where the air blows in for a fan, and then it's forced up through the holes. So via a rack that takes a piece of stone in there. Okay, so then they can put the pizzas directly on the stone. So you do get that stone baked finish. All right. When people say, you mentioned the black panther, is that what it's called?
Yeah, black hat. Yeah.
That's stone base. Any questions? No?
Reference types of birth now, you're saying it's the orange box.
Okay, Orange Box is the only one in WA that has one at the moment, and we are talking to a couple of private hospitals that are looking to put them in as well. It's just a matter of getting the product out there and getting people talking about it and showing.
Orange box uses for pizzas? Or
Orange Box are just using it primarily for pizzas. And they're using a Turkish bread pre-baked base, okay, and they're not using a tremendous amount of topping. But I think they're going quite well down there with it. Bearing in mind you've got Bib and Tucker right behind them,
Yeah.
and I think there's another. I think there's an Italian restaurant in that new parade bit as well that's opened up. But when I was saying about the door, you can give it a slight click, and it gets to about 15 degrees at the top there. That's obviously the sensor to register that the door is open and closed.
benefit on that with Wi-Fi, that's so the user can control the
Wi-Fi and on inside the cavity, as anybody could as well if they register it. Transferring recipes from unit to unit. You can do it via USB, which is on the side here as well. I know with some units that are on the market, Wi-Fi struggles with stainless steel, especially if it's inside, getting that signal out.
and microwave as well.
Yeah, so, but yeah, they're set up for Wi-Fi and you can link them multiple sites, recipe transfer, service diagnostics, all that sort of stuff. All right.
One three-phase connection to both decks. There's no other option.
No. And as I say, if one deck does go down for whatever reason, or someone decides to put their fist through the screen, or stab it with a knife, or the usual, the other deck will work.
They open, yeah.
Really?
They open.
I've seen chefs using knives and spoons and
Touch screens and chefs.
yeah. Okay.
Adele, you're right for the food, buddy.
All right. So obviously this unit is live. We can do demos. We can do demos at Canning Vale if need be. All right. We can do demos here. Obviously, it's quite a bit of work here because it weighs about 160, 170 kilos. It's a 4-man lift and getting it here. So if you do want to do a demo here with it, because it's not going to permanently stay here, then we need a couple of days' notice to get it here. This unit, we can take this to site. So if anybody's got 15 amp power and they want to test it, it fits in the back of my car. It gets well strapped in, bubble wrap, all that sort of stuff. We can take it to site. It's just a 2-man lift to get it out. Even though it's not that heavy, it's just awkward. All right, so if someone wants to have it for a couple of days to test it, we can take it out there. We can let them have it for a couple of days.
Yes.
Yeah. No, not to somebody's house. No, just to site. Yeah, I haven't got 15 amp. Well, I've got 15 amp power. So yeah, so there is that option as well. Because we know how difficult it is to get people to demos. However, if you can give them the option so that we can take it, we can bring it to you, you can trial it for a couple of days, and away you go. All right. Well, that's it, folks. If you haven't got any questions, I can send you through the specification sheets if you don't have them for either unit, and some indicative pricing at the moment until the new price book comes out. All right.
Do you want me to put that last press on?
If you
Just
want
whack it
to,
in?
yeah.
No problem.
But yeah, just be aware that not all speed cook units do the same thing. Okay.
I love these.
Not all.
Or have plastic cheese and you'll put like
Yeah. All the other units are from the back.
Can we have on the toast with the eggs?
Ooh.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it's good. What did you get?
All good.
Just slide it.
Yeah, put it down.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to have another pasty, sorry.
Sit back here. Let's see both back in.
Put it in there.
Just finish them off. Yeah.
Yeah, they were a bit disappointing.
No,
Oh,
I
no,
enjoyed
nice.
it.
No, nice. But I'd say if they could go a bit browner.
Yeah.
Just a bit going.
Yeah,
I don't think they were the same ones that I bought before.
last time, yeah, we had the kiss ones, didn't we?
Yeah. No, they weren't kiss. Those weren't kiss.
No, that's what I'm saying. Last
Yeah.
time they were the kiss ones.
Yeah.
These ones seem like they're just a bit more pastry. Are these the Aldi ones?
No, Coles.
Oh, the Aldi ones are amazing. What would I call it?
Is there a pie on there?
Yeah, do you reckon pie and appetizer?
Yep.
A minute 50 though.
Have a look after about 35, 40 seconds.
Okay.
Reuse that inside. So what I can do is I can probably run through maybe the programming with you, which is quite easy. So in standby. 12 to 8. Okay. So what is the password? What is the password? Yeah, that can go on for a while. Loading extra menus, cook more, brown more function, the editing function. Now, if I choose editing, okay, and then go back to the main, give you the option to edit it while the unit is open, okay. So we use that sometimes in demos, so we can use the cook.
Do testing.
Correct.
So when you're doing
That's
new
what
menu
that
items.
function's there. Mode, don't use the demo mode. Demo mode means hitting up.
Yeah.
All right, and then okay, and you, that will okay, no worries. In the service side, that's obviously where this, when you are doing in that 9428 or band
Oh.
on it, you know. So, any questions? You can give us a shout. It's the blowers inside and the fans. Yeah. Sometimes you'll hear it's kicking in and kicking out. But it's no noisier than having it.
It's a private, so we don't invite. But yeah, I don't know, inviting you. You've got a
If
lot
someone is just doing party pies, wouldn't even dream of sort of
of invite that down.
okay? Party pies can be done in any oven, convection oven, whatever. What this is doing is offering a cooking concept of multiple products.
Oh, yeah. Do you like to
Yeah. So we've got raw protein.